All right, hello you guys. So I've never really done this before. This is something new that I want to start, and I apologize if the quality of this sucks. That's not what I'm aiming for. I'm not trying to like make it big or anything. So I literally just Googled this, and I really hope this downloads or I'm able to download it and upload it onto YouTube because I want to share my experiences. And you can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to be talking about dating someone with BPD. And this is my experience. And I'm not saying this happens with everybody, but I think it happens with a lot of people. So, yeah, I just kind of want to jump right into it. So, I don't want to get into specifics, but I'm just going to tell you about this specific person. And I met this person. Well, I won't get into that either, but I met this person, right? We hit it off, like right off the bat. And we were both very attracted to each other. And it was just like constant, like flirting, right? And we didn't do anything until 6 months in. 6 months, we actually started dating. So we were friends for that whole 6 months. And then we made it serious at the 6 month mark. And things were good, in the talking stage, the flirting stage, excuse me, and early on. And then, I don't know, things just seemed to change. We were dating for 16 months. And throughout that 16 months, there were some things that were happening. Just like a lot of push-pull behavior, which after reading about BPD, I guess that's what a lot of them do. They push you away and then they pull you back in. So if you do something that they don't like, then they'll be like, I don't want to talk to you. I even had this specific person tell me to fuck off. Excuse my language. Like, I don't mean to cuss like that. I should say F off. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sorry for cussing. And then they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I love you. So you take them back naturally because you like this person and they like you. Also, sorry about this. I don't know what's going on here. Just try to ignore that. But it was like constant like that. Or like just getting into like little disagreements. I was made the absolute worst person ever. And I'm not sure how. I tried to be loving and caring. And I mean, I'm not saying I was perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. In a relationship, you're going to argue, you're going to fight. That's a relationship. I screwed up, but I did own up to it anytime that I did screw up. But it seemed like it was never good enough and everything was always my fault. And I didn't know this person had BPD. They were diagnosed during our relationship. And even at the time when I was told about this, just thought, okay, whatever, I mean, I didn't look into it. I should have, looking back, but I didn't. And like sometimes I can't help but wonder, had I looked into it, would things be different? But at the same time, I don't think so. But you never know. I thought I did the best I could and it still wasn't good enough. So I don't know. But I just want to share with you something. I had a list of things that I wrote down with regard to person I know with BPD and why I should not have feelings for them. And I do have feelings. And the reason why this came to an end was because I was told this person was talking to somebody else and I didn't like it. I was like, hey, this seems kind of weird. What's going on here? Type of thing. Oh, don't worry about it, right? That's what they tell you. And I didn't. And then all of a sudden, I got broken up with. I was told, hey, I just can't do this. Okay, first off, we would talk every day. We would call almost every day. Try to, right? Like, especially later in the relationship. Then all of a sudden, I went on a trip for a little bit and communication just was not there. Even like, I think before the trip, communication was, it was on the decline, right? And on the trip, I was like, why is this person not talking to me? Like, I'm trying to reach out. I don't know what's going on. And I thought it was one of those things where they were, pushing me away. So I'm like, okay, like, I'll give you space. Okay, turns out this person texts me and they're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be in a relationship. I'm better off single. And I was like, okay. And this person said, I love you still, whatever. I said the same thing. And so come to find out, well, okay, let me back it up. I'm sorry, this is a lot for me. So I actually ended up getting diagnosed with pneumonia. It was so bad, like I couldn't do anything, I couldn't breathe. It was horrible. So I got hospitalized. My ex was the first person I told about my pneumonia. I mean, despite my family, they obviously knew first. But I was met with rage when I told this person that I was hospitalized. They basically said that I was downplaying the fact that they were in the hospital when we were together. And I was thinking, like, this is the most bizarre thing. And we kind of got into a little fight because of it while I was at the hospital, like hooked up to all these things. And I was like, so I'm better off dead or something like that. I can't remember what I said. And they're like, yeah, like basically, I want you dead. And that was crushing. I mean, just being in the hospital with pneumonia sucked, but that on top of it, absolutely horrible. So then I talked to this person afterwards, and I have a lot of compassion. I think I'm a very kind person, and I think this is my downfall, if I'm being honest. But anyway, so we actually started talking again, and I later found out that this person was seeing another person, and I was honestly livid. I found out. I won't tell you how I found out, just in case this person ever sees this, because you never know. But ended up finding out, and I contacted my ex, and I was like, "You need to tell me the truth. I found out, so just tell me." And they're like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about." Like acting so confused, acting super dumb. And I was like, "I know. Like I already know. So stop playing stupid with me. I know you are seeing someone." Like I finally came out and said it. And I think they were still playing stupid for a little bit. And like I was like, so eventually the truth came out because I said it. They finally admitted, owned up to it. And then I was like, "I thought you were better off single. That's what you told me." And they're like, "Well, things change." It's like, only a couple weeks ago, you were telling me you love me and you told me you never want me to leave. And I remember this person told me, "I will always need you," and started hugging me. And I don't mean to get like emotional, but it's like, you tell me that, and then you go off and do this, and you hurt me. But even before that, I remember talking to this person, and I was like, "Look, I still love you." This is what I forgot to mention. This was before I told them that I found out about them dating another person. We were talking, actually a pretty good conversation. And at one point I was like, "I still love you." And this person said, "You make me feel really uncomfortable," and hung up. And naturally I was confused. Why? If you said you needed me, would I make you uncomfortable? We were in a relationship. I don't understand how that's at all possible. But yeah, so anyway, that whole thing happened. I told them I found out all this. So believe it or not, stupid as it sounds, I'm like, hey, I still want to be friends. I know, stupid. And I will talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, like I just care about this person. Like I truly do. I think I'm a very caring, kind person. Especially with someone who I was like in a relationship with, right? So Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. So we hung out a little bit. I think we hung out 3 times total. First 2 times were really good. The second time was great. It was just like it was just like old times, you know? Everything seemed to be going fine. Um, and then, I tried talking to this person and I wasn't really, I tried reaching out via text, but never really got anywhere. Um, so one day I was like, hey, um, we should hang out. And I was like met with, okay, no, I remember. Because this person was going through something because it was an anniversary of like a death. So I was like, hey, like, I was hoping we could hang out. Um, you know, I just want to get your mind off of stuff. And I was met with a text. I was like, I don't need help from you. I can do this myself. I'm independent. Again, I don't know if that was the text specifically, but it was something like that. And in my mind, I'm just like, okay. And then I later said, like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, that, I'm just trying to help you. But again, still met with that same thing. And then I got a text, I think the next day, a couple days later, something like that. And this person was like, I want to hang out. And I was like kind of confused. I'm like, are you sure? Like, you don't have to. They're like, no, I do. So I held this person to it, right? And I'm like, hey, make sure you come over. Like, I want to talk to you about something. And so the day comes. This person didn't say anything. But that day I was like, yeah, I can't wait to see you later. Like, can't wait to talk to you, whatever. So this person came over. As soon as they entered the door, they said, I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I was like, you can leave if you want. They're like, no, I'll stay, whatever. So I was helping this person do something, whatever. And then I asked about BPD. I brought that up. That was probably the reason I'm in this situation right now. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought bringing up BPD would help. I was like, maybe this person just needs to talk about their feelings. Maybe, I don't know, like it helps to talk about feelings, right? That's why I'm doing this right now. That's why people talk, like I wanted to understand this person. So I was like, who, like, were you neglected in childhood? Who were you neglected by? And then I shared some things like, did you know people with BPD actually have brains that are different than a normal brain? And maybe my tone, how I came across, wasn't the best because I think this person thought I was like interrogating them. And they're like, stop. And I should have stopped and I didn't, but I just kept asking questions. I was like, what do you think of boundaries? Things like that. And, this person didn't like it. The hangout ended fairly quickly. Went our separate ways, still talked. I think the next day after things seemed to be fine. So then fast forward not a week and a half, but like a week and a couple days later. And I got a text and it was like, I do not want you in my life anymore. You attacked me. You make me feel really uncomfortable. And I was like, what? Like, I shared with them that was not my intention. I thought maybe I could play like some sort of like therapist role. And that's what I was getting at. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I did not mean to hurt you, etc., etc. And they're like, no, I want nothing to do with you, whatever. And I kind of got pissed and I was like, fine, go treat someone else like crap. Like, you need help type of thing. Because I was pissed. Like, I was like genuinely pissed. Like, how could you, like, you don't know what I was doing. Like, don't sit here and tell me that you know what my intentions were because you obviously don't. But yeah, and then the next day I reached out and I was like, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said last night. Please forgive me. Whatever. And they're like, no, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So we talked a little bit, right? We would like carpool for like work. Like I'd be the one driving and stuff. But anyway, like I was allowed to do that like all of a sudden, and this person didn't mind me doing that. So I did it, right? Because again, I just want to be kind. And then this person was going on a trip. Actually, back up. This person was working on something. I was like, what is it? And they're like, well, like I got to ask people about like what they think about me and then kind of like make a project based on it. And I was like, okay, so what do people say about you? They're like, well, think I'm good looking, think I'm this, think I'm that, empathetic as well. And I was thinking in my head, empathetic, like maybe to others, but to me, that mask has fallen off. Anyway, I was like, could I, see the project when you're done? And then they're like, maybe. And I was like, okay, well, I'd like to see it. Like, I just said that. And they're like, maybe. And it's like, holy crap. And then I asked, do you want to hang out soon? And I was met with just like this death stare, like this, like evil looking into my soul. And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, well, it could be low key. Like, we don't have to do anything extreme. And they're like, I don't know. And just left. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then this person went on a trip over the weekend. And I texted safe travels. And they're like, do you not get it? I want you out of my life. Like, what don't you understand? Blah, blah, blah. And then I shouldn't have done this. But I showed up. Because again, we carpooled. So I showed up to this person's house that following Monday. They walked right past me. So I drove them. Well, I drove up to them. And they're like, I will call the cops. You are harassing me. I was like, I was just so confused. And eventually this person came with me. They were raging at me the whole time in the car. And I was like, I'm just trying to understand like what's going on. They're like, you attacked me. And I was like, how did I attack you? Was it because I mentioned BPD that one time? Which is what this person said I originally attacked them for. And it's like, they forgot that. And they're like, what? And I was like, when you came over and I mentioned that, and they're like, oh no, it's the fact that you're showing up at my house and I don't want you to come here. And I was like, I'm just trying to help out. Like, I just want to be kind. I want a friendship. And they're like, well, I don't want a friendship. I don't care about you. I don't care about what happens in your life. And then left. And then today, earlier this morning, no contact was broken. I have nobody to blame but myself. And I was met like, okay, so I reached out to someone and like someone else. It wasn't this person, but I said I need help, And she found out because, whatever. And because I was honestly suicidal and depressed from all this. And I just wanted to talk to her. Because I feel like, I don't know, I just need to reach out, And, it was just met with rage once again. Like, I don't care about you. You're harassing me. And, showing up at the house originally wasn't good. And talking today to my ex wasn't good, obviously. And I can't help but talk to this person because I want to, because I still, as stupid as it sounds, I still love them. I still care about them. I know that sounds so freaking dumb. But I was called a pussy. I was told, go effing kill yourself. And again, I'm so sorry about the words that I'm using, but it's like, oh my gosh. They threatened to call the cops again. And it honestly scared me. And it's like, I told them, I'm sorry for everything I did. I never meant to hurt you. I was just trying to love you and care for you and be kind to you and show compassion. And I said, but I'm going to go no contact. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And block them on remaining social medias that they didn't block me on. They blocked my number. I blocked theirs. And I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. That's my experience. I'm going to get more into this in part 2. Talk about specifically what I went through. So, yeah. I just, honestly, it's like you need a vent. It's like you need someone to talk to, but no one understands unless they've gone through this. And if you've gone through something similar, let me know, because honestly, misery loves company. No one wants to go through this. No one should go through it, because it leaves you a totally different person than you were before. Like, and I know that sounds so dumb, but unless you've gone through it, you really don't know. You really don't. So, yeah, guys, I'm sorry that I don't know what I'm sorry for, but I'm sorry for being stupid, I guess. But this is the real me. This is the real story that I have, and you need a vent, and that's what I want to do. This isn't meant for really anybody but myself. But again, if you have experiences, share your experiences, and we can help each other, because otherwise people will suffer. But thank you guys for watching, if you did watch. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.